How's it going, my car dudes? Liam here, and today I have a bit of a treat, quite a rare car in this country. Here I have a 2002 BMW 735 Li. So as always, I'm going to show you guys the interior and the exterior of this car. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Starting off with the trunk. As with these old European cars, it is a bit difficult to open. It takes a little bit of convincing, but it is power. Pretty big size, as you can see. Full-size spare tire. And eventually, it gets to closing. Coming to the back seat. Of course, being a long wheelbase 7 Series, this is a rather special place to be. As you would expect, I've got plenty of legroom, seat back pockets. Headroom is very good, so is shoulder room. You can really stretch out back here, even more because we have electric rear seats with 2-person memory. So I can adjust the backrest. The bottom. And you also do have heated and cooled rear seats. Here are the controls for your rear sunshades. This is to control this little sunshade over here on the corner. And this is to control this sunshade, the main sunshade right here. And this button is to control the main rear sunshade right there. You also do have a rear vanity mirror. Overall, back in the day, if you were a successful businessman, this is where you would want to be. I should mention that this E66 also does have soft closed doors. Here's the key fob for the E66/E65. Fun fact, this is actually the only BMW to ever have this key fob design. Unlock, lock, trunk, and our panic button. It is finished in the Titan silver exterior with full black leather interior. The E65/E66 also had a very early push button start system. So basically how it would work is you stick the key into this slot, put your foot on the brake, and press the start button. Very nice. This E66 has BMW's 6-speed automatic transmission. So to put it into drive, pull forward and down. To put it into reverse, pull forward and up. Put into neutral, pull forward and down once. And then park is just a little button. It's also the first ever car to have an electronic parking brake. So to engage it, just push it. And to disengage it, put your foot on the brake and push it again. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on the automatic headlights. High beams. Front and rear fogs, hazards, pop the hood. All 4 windows are fully automatic. We'll check out the exterior. This 7 Series has BMW's N62 B36. It is a 3.6 liter V8, producing 268 brake horsepower and 266 foot-pounds of torque. It has a 0 to 100 time of 7.5 seconds and a top speed limited to 248 kilometers per hour. The early 2000s was nothing short of an innovative tech fest when it came to the full-size luxury car offerings from Germany. The W220 S-Class, the D3 Audi A8, and the E65/E66 were the prime examples of that. I'm someone who immensely dislikes change, especially a large change, so you could imagine how people with this mindset felt in 2001 when BMW launched this. A complete revolution compared to the outgoing E38 7 Series. The E65 showcased a lot of firsts, not only in the world of BMWs, but in the entire car industry. It was the first car with an electronic parking brake, the first car with a comprehensive onboard computer, better known as iDrive, the first car in the world with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Okay, I'm a BMW nerd, I'm sorry. Either way, the E65 created a path that most manufacturers follow today. In Sri Lanka, there are only a handful of these cars here. Something gives me the impression that advertising a V8 luxury sedan for a developing nation in the middle of a civil war would not sell well. Meaning that if you had one of these cars back in the early 2000s in Sri Lanka, you were either a well-established entrepreneur, a Stassens Group executive, and the chairman, Harry Jayawardena, gave you one, Heinz Reuter, or a drug dealer. This Generation 7 Series was also the first generation of BMW to have a different nomenclature, giving each model of the 7 Series their own chassis code. E65 for the short wheelbase and E66 for the long wheelbase, something that is present in BMWs of today. Considering how rare these cars are, it is really hard to put a price on them, especially given the uncertainty the entire car market of this country is facing at the moment. Styling is, of course, subjective. The E65 saw the debut of the famous Bangle butt, courtesy of Chris Bangle, of course. Look, as much as I hate to say it, I think it is a fantastic looking car. It's imposing, it's stylish, it has aged so well. You cannot tell that even this pre-facelift model came out in 2001. Maybe I'll say the same about the G77 series in 20 years, although with nostrils like those, yeah, I wouldn't be so hopeful. The E65 doesn't quite give off the drug dealer mafia look that the E38 did so perfectly, but it has that unmistakable don't mess with me impression when you see one driving down the road, and I love it for that. Coming to the interior, power windows, locks and mirrors. It's a full power driver's seat, just like in the rear seats. You control them through this little panel here. So you select which area you want to adjust, then you move it with this little knob here. Heated and cooled, 3-stage, and 2-person memory. Power tilt and telescopic steering wheel, panel dim, and your trunk release. Very solid sounding door close. Coming to the interior, here are your HVAC controls, dual zone, individual temperature, fan speed, and zones for the driver and passenger. You can see it all on the screen here. The display has gotten a bit faded because of age and sun damage and so on, so it's a bit hard to see, but just look. And then of course you have your defrost, automatic, your recirculation, and your one-touch AC right here. You can just turn it off. This car had BMW's very first ever iteration of iDrive. You could say that the E38 and E39s had sort of a very bootleg version of it, but this is the official iDrive system that came out in 2001 for the E65. It is a little cumbersome, you know, people always complain saying it's very difficult to navigate all the different menus and so on. I suppose when you own the car for an extended period of time, it will you'd get used to it. So we have 8 different settings: BMW Assist, communication, onboard data, navigation, help, entertainment, settings, and climate. And they're all controlled through this famous BMW knob right here, which is actually in classic fashion. It's fallen off due to age and wear and tear. Nothing a little super glue can't fix. So let's say I want to go to climate. You just push it to the left, and there you are. You have all your climate settings. If we go back, say we want to go to entertainment, and now we have all your different radio stations, your different AM, FM, CDs. You can actually watch video. You can actually watch TV on this. If you click on video, I don't know what channel that is. Sirius maybe. I have no idea. But I think that's really cool. Audio, and then we have, of course, the radio. Your volume knob is right here, along with eject, seek up, seek down. Then your onboard computer data, so you know, like your range, your fuel consumption, stopwatch. I don't think you're going to be doing laps in this car, but if you want to see what your E66 can do, you have the ability to time it. Coming down here, we have a phone, which I'm not going to take out because it is destroyed underneath. So classic BMW wear and tear. Another bit of storage. Down here, we have an ashtray with a cigarette lighter. And you push this. This is to eject the ashtray so you can get rid of all your ashes. 2 cup holders. Center storage, pretty big. You also have your CDs, which I think is so cool. I really want to get one of these for my E39, but you can actually hold cassettes in those. These are for CDs, which is still equally cool. Reasonable size. That's your glove box. I'm sure that's damp from factory. I'm sure it's just a spring that's broken. Another area where the E65/E66 was really advanced was actually the gauge cluster. You can see we have these 2 little displays at the bottom of each gauge. You can control it with this little controller right here on this on the turn signal stalk. So this one controls the right side, this one controls the left side. The left side is mainly just for fuel economy. It just shows our fuel range and our instant kilometers per liter. This side we have a little bit more functionality with it. It's right now showing us our warning lights saying drive moderately. Then we have our odometer. This car currently has 73,887 kilometers. Then our average fuel consumption, which I can't make out, but I assume would be an abysmal figure for a car of this size. Average speed, and then back to our odometer. So not too you know, functional, but for the time, seeing all this stuff in the gauge cluster would have been very advanced for 2001. Overall, in terms of design, you can't really tell that this car came out in 2001 because it just does not feel like a 2001 car. It feels like maybe 2010 at the very latest. It's so advanced in here, and it's aged so well. And yeah, okay, maybe half the stuff doesn't work, but I think design-wise, the stuff that BMW was putting out back in the day is really impressive. Now, in terms of quality, interior is really nice. I really like this wood trim. It's so nice, and it goes well with the different colors that they've incorporated, like this sort of brushed aluminum finish and the black leather. I really do like. I'm such an old man, so judge me if you want, but I really like this shade of wood. As far as seat comfort goes, classic BMW 7 Series, they are incredibly comfortable. You could drive 10 hours in this car and you would not feel any back pain. They're so comfortable, they're so supportive. There's plenty of adjustment, so it shouldn't be difficult for really anyone to get comfortable in this car. Alright. Guys, thank you all so much for watching my review on this 2002 BMW 735 Li. As always, let me know what you guys think of the review and leave some suggestions of cars I should review in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Drive safely till then.